Stu here, back with Raid Shadow Legends. Let's get to it. I'm going to be talking about the healers in game, only rares and only epics that I think are fantastic for you to level up. Let's see what we have here. All right, we're going to get into the index. We're just going to go over to High Elves. I don't think there's anything good in Banner Lords. High Elves, if you pull Apothecary, level him up. If you're new to the game and you get him, that is fantastic. You're going to use him on Clan Boss. You're going to use him on Fire Knight. You're going to use him on so many things. He does heal just one person. This speed buff, the speed buff and speed increase for your turn meter is invaluable. It will increase your DPS. It will increase your DPS, your damage, and almost anything you do. Just use this guy. He is so good. You will not regret it. You can 6 him. That's fine. The Nasal. If you get this guy early game, use him. Use your epic skill books on him. Get this to a 3-turn cooldown. The 60% increased defense to your team. The 25% of his max HP is crazy. It's going to heal everybody for a lot. Keep in mind as well that when you're looking at these plus percentages to add to healing, it's not going to change this from 25% to 45%. It's just going to add an additional 25% of that 25%, right? So it's going to make it an additional, so he's going to be at 30%. If my math is right, it's going to be at a total 30% of his max HP to heal, which is crazy. And then he also has an AoE, which decreases the duration of all enemies' buffs by 1. This guy is phenomenal. If you pull him early game, you are set, and if you can get that skill cooldown down. All right, we're going to move on, try to make this fast. I don't want a really long video. Skinwalker. We have Steel Skull. Steel Skull is so good. 6 him, get him up there. He does a heal to everybody. He does the increased defense. He does a heal where he removes all debuffs, and then he does this. If you get this skilled up on a 35% chance to land a 5% poison, he is a clan boss DPS machine. He also does damage to all other bosses in the game, but you will not have any regrets by taking that guy to 60. Right, Rain Beast. Now, I only took him to 50. I got him early on. He helped me out a lot. He does put a shield on when people get damaged. He does the 15% continuous healing. He's great, but I only took him to 50. I didn't see a need to take him to 60. He's still sitting in my inventory at 50. A great unit. He will help you out a lot. All right, let's see, who do we have next? I thought I had one more here. Okay, Flesh Terror. Sounds menacing, but he really just transfers debuffs, does some crazy good heals, and increases the duration of all your allies' buffs by 1, and then he attacks them and does the buff staying for them. So he is really good if you have him. Again, if you get him early game, use him for some heals. You will be set. I don't know about taking him to 60. You can, but other units are probably better if you pull him. If you don't, if you got to take him, you got to play with what you got, right? So if you got to take him to 60, you can. He looks good. All right, we're going to go on to Orcs. There's no rare orcs here that I really think are that great for healing, but Vrask, fantastic. Heals all allies by 10% of his max HP when he inflicts a critical hit. Another guy that if you get early game, and if you can get the gear, because he's a little gear intensive for early game, to get 100% crit or to get very high crit, he will heal every round. If you can get that crit up there to 100%, he's healing, and then give him a whole bunch of HP. He's healing everybody every round. You can use him throughout Clan Boss. You can use him throughout all dungeons that you do. He is great. All right, let's go on to Undead. Undead, we have a couple in here. Gorgorab. He is not a true healer. I have him at 50 still. I didn't need to take him to 60 yet. I use him in my arena team still because of his lead. He does revive all your allies, and then he heals everybody for 25%. If you don't have anybody dead, he will still heal everybody for 25%. It's on a pretty long cooldown. But he also has this increased attack and buffs for turn meter increase. If you get him, play with him. He's a fun unit, especially early on. I think you'll like him. He can't be your main healer, but he is there as a support healer. Sorry, I'm reading. Let's see who we have next. Zealotov. He has a great shield buff and then puts continuous damage on you. It's powerful. I've seen it in action. I don't have him personally. I've seen him a lot in early PvP, but you can already tell if you pull this guy and you don't have heals, use him. He has a good AoE as well. So Next one we have Painkeeper. I've been doing a lot of videos on her lately. She's a dark elf. If you've seen her, she's void. She does a crazy heal off of her max HP to all allies. It's on a 4-turn cooldown, but then she also reduces all the cooldowns of all your guys by 1, which includes her. So it's really like a 3-turn cooldown, and then she gets a turn meter increase on her skill 1. She is great. Use her if you got her. If you need heals, take her to 60. I did. I've got her 6-star already. 6-star already. So she is great. Okay, I think I only have one more. Knight's Revenant. Doom Priest. She is crazy. I think she was the first epic I pulled, and she does an attack increase, but every turn she'll heal for 7.5% of everybody's HP. She'll heal all your allies, as you can read there, and she'll remove 1 debuff. Now that removal of that 1 debuff, if she's stunned, she'll remove that at the beginning of her turn, and she will take a turn. She'll remove whatever you have. It doesn't matter. She will remove it and then heal. She is so good. She got me through so much content in like a cheesy kind of way, because she would remove the freeze mechanic or the stun mechanic from the dragon or something like that, but she was able to let me go up further and further than I normally would without her. So if you pull her early game, you are really set. Now there's some honorable mentions. When you first start the game and you finish chapter 1, you're going to get War Priest. She is a good healer. She is a really good healer. Use her. She is in the Sacred Order. I don't want this video to go on much longer, so I'll talk about her real quick. You get her for free. You can farm her. Use her. She does 20% heal on the main target that you pick, and then she does a 10% heal on everybody else. She does this buff as well. There are also Hex Weaver, Dark Elf. Look her up. She does heals on a 3-turn cooldown as well once you max her out, and she does a 15% speed boost to your team, and she does a crit buff. I want to say she is a good one. I used Hex Weaver for a while. Dark Elf. Mystic Hand is a decent healer support. He does a lot of other good things about taking care of block buffs and taking off buffs from the enemy, and then doing a 25% heal, I believe, and then equalizing everybody's HP. Steel Shaper, Lizard Man. I used to use him. He does a buff on everybody, a shield buff, and then he'll heal. One of his skills will heal one person by a large amount of his HP, like 40%. He was cool. When I was coming up, I was using him a lot. I took him to 50. Later on, I ate him. Arcanus, Knight's Revenant. She is kind of like Hex Weaver, except she doesn't have the speed increase, and she has a heal over time. The 15% heal over like 2 turns, puts 2 of them on. So it winds up being about the same amount of healing as Hex Weaver, but I like Hex Weaver's speed better. And then we have Fellhound and Demon Spawn. He does a short, like a 7.5% heal for the whole team, but it's on like a 2-turn cooldown, so it can always be up. So that's really all I've got. I just wanted to go over heals for everybody. I'm sure you know most of everything that I've talked about, but if you're new to the game or you've been at it for just a short time and you need heals, you've been looking over your heroes, hopefully you have some of those heroes that I went over. Maybe I could help you out a little bit. If you have any questions, put them down below. Myself or the community will be able to help you. I always look at comments, and I do appreciate everybody for watching, and have a good night.